$150,000 worth of the monthly paying dividend stock, ticker symbol Realty Income. Now, a lot of you guys watching this video probably at least already own a few shares of Realty Income and have maybe dreamt of owning a ton of Realty Income in your portfolio long term. And for me specifically, as you can see right here in my personal long-term portfolio, I currently own 2,715 shares of ticker symbol at just over $52 per share as my average cost. Now in this video, I wanted to go through why I personally own so much Realty Income across my portfolios, how much I earn in dividends as of right now with my over 2,700 shares of ticker symbol, and also of course, if or if not, I personally think that Realty Income is a buying opportunity, or if I'm planning on selling my shares in the up and coming days, months, and years. So I promise you, whether you own one share of Realty Income or 2,000 plus, make sure to stick around, drop a like down below, and let's get right into it. If you are a dividend investor who wants to level up your portfolio, you need to be tracking your dividend income consistently. And that's why I created the perfect dividend tracker that I've used to scale my dividend income up to all-time highs over the last year. Now, along with this dividend tracker, you're also going to receive my A to Z dividend investing ebook, which shows you how I personally started from $0 several years ago to now where I earn over $7,500 per month in dividends. So if you want this tracker and the ebook, go to the first link down below in my description and grab it today. So the reason I want to make this video is because as of recently, I was talking to another investor and they were saying what would happen if you own, let's say, 1,000, 5,000, or 10,000 shares of ticker symbol. And I quickly responded and said, well, I personally don't own 10,000 shares, but I do own almost 3,000 shares, which I've been buying now for around 8 or so years. And with my 2,715 shares of Realty Income, I'm currently earning right around $700 per month in dividends. And keep in mind, Realty Income is the monthly paying dividend stock, so I get that $700 more or less every single 30 days, at least I have for a while now. But to back things up just a tad, for those of you guys that aren't really all that familiar with Realty Income, let's go through some of the basics and what this real estate investment trust is. So Realty Income is a real estate partner to the world's leading companies. Founded in 1969, we invest in diversified commercial real estate and have a portfolio of 15,450 properties in all 50 states and parts of the UK and also Europe. Now, Realty Income is known as the monthly dividend company and has a mission to deliver stockholders dependable monthly dividends that also grow over time. They also say since our founding, we have declared 654 consecutive monthly dividends and are a member of the S&P 500 Dividend Aristocrat Index. Now, Realty Income has also increased their dividends for around 30 years straight. And to keep it very simple, the main reason that I started buying Realty Income early on in my investing career is because I personally did have an interest in owning and being exposed to high quality commercial real estate, but with just several $1,000s to my name back then, there's no other way I could have had exposure to high quality real estate without investing into REITs like this one. So over the years, one thing has led to another, and I found myself with around $140,000 to $150,000 worth of ticker symbol in my portfolio as of right now. Not to get into the main point that a lot of you guys are probably wondering and want to talk about, Realty Income's performance over the last 5 years has not been good whatsoever. I mean, ticker symbol is down around 28% as far as price return goes over the last 5 years. Over the last 10 years, this REIT is only up 5.86%. And as you guys saw during the intro of the video, my cost basis is pretty close to where Realty Income is trading at as of right now. So even if I have been earning say 5 to 5.5% as far as yield goes per year, my actual cost basis is basically flat, making Realty Income not necessarily a terrible investment for me personally, but definitely not the best. Now, in hopes to be completely transparent like I do in all my videos, I do sell cover calls on a lot of my Realty Income shares, which means that during this time frame of Realty Income more or less trading sideways, I've actually made a ton of money on the option market. So for me personally, instead of earning say 5% or 6% per year in dividends from Realty Income alone, I've also earned an extra 5 to 7% from option premium. So even though it hasn't once again been the best investment, it also hasn't been the worst. Now, I thought it would also be interesting to share with you guys what the dividends have looked like in my portfolio since I started buying Realty Income back several years ago. Now, when I bought my first few shares of Realty Income back in 2017, 2018, if I'm remembering correctly, my first few shares of Realty Income were paying me anywhere from 21 to 22 cents per share per month. Now, fast forward a few years and Realty Income is now paying me 26 plus cents per share per month, which isn't the biggest dividend growth, but again, when you're buying into a stock that already is offering around a 5% yield, and on top of that, when you have several thousand shares, it's definitely starting to add up nicely. Now, the other thing some of you guys might be wondering is that with my $700 that I earn as of right now in monthly dividend income from Realty Income, am I currently reinvesting that money into more shares of Realty Income? Now, the answer would be mostly no. I'm not really buying much more Realty Income for my personal long-term portfolio, just because as far as my risk tolerance goes and as far as positioning goes, I think Realty Income is absolutely maxed out in my personal portfolio. But every now and then I'll still grab a few shares of Realty Income if it's a massive red day, and I'll probably never stop completely buying Realty Income in the long term. Now, the next thing I want to cover is if or if not Realty Income is a buying opportunity in my opinion, and my answer would be honestly long-term probably. Because the Fed's going to be cutting interest rates maybe in the next year, maybe the next 2 years, I do think that REITs are finally going to see some massive benefit from lower interest rates, which we have not seen now for a while. But don't take my word for it, there's a lot of analysts out there that do think that Realty Income over the next 12 or so months will see an average increase in share price of around 18.51% from the current price in the low 50s. Now with Realty Income trading in the low 50s, even in the next year if it goes up to 57 or 63 or 71, there's a lot to be made up for from the last 5 or 10 years of Realty Income basically trading more or less sideways. But for longer term investors like myself that don't really care about what Realty Income's price is today or tomorrow and do believe in this REIT's management and portfolio long term, you can of course buy into Realty Income today, collect a dividend, even maybe sell some covered calls in your shares to earn even more, and then just wait and see what happens over the next few years. Now I've also been very vocal that I do think Realty Income's management needs to do something urgently about some of the top 20 clients in this REIT's portfolio. And what I mean by this is names like Dollar General, Walgreens, Dollar Tree, 7-Eleven, etc., etc. Certain names in this list, I'm not going to out any specific names necessarily, but there are names in this list that I do want to see Realty Income have much less exposure to. Now with that being said, Realty Income does offer a massive amount of exposure to high quality retail real estate, which once again, there's no way I'd be able to get exposure to otherwise. And on top of that, Realty Income's occupancy rate is still extremely high in the upper 90s, which means Realty Income as far as cash flow goes is doing just fine as of right now. So to answer the simple question of what would happen if you bought $150,000 worth of Realty Income and sat on the shares, well, I more or less have been doing that now for the last year or so because my position has been pretty much fulfilled for that time frame. So as of right now, I'm going to continue to earn my $700 plus in dividends from Realty Income and buy different names with those dividends throughout my portfolio depending on what I want to buy that specific day. But Realty Income on the max time frame, since I've been holding on to this REIT, has once again not been the best investment, but also not the worst. I haven't lost money on it as far as total return goes, so I guess that's looking at things with rosy glasses. So now that we talked about the monthly paying dividend stock Realty Income, I share with you guys how many shares I have, how much I earn as of right now on a monthly basis, and some of my personal thoughts of Realty Income moving forward. I lastly, most importantly, want to hear from you guys down below. Do you think Realty Income stock for a long-term investor is offering a buying opportunity right now, or would you personally stay away from this one? Let me know down below in the comments. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to please drop a like on it and subscribe for more future content like this. Thanks as always for stopping by, and if you are interested in investing, make sure to check out these recent videos I posted right here.